Hi everybody, welcome back. So in today's video,
When this man tried to downplay my master's degree, that should turn me off all the fucking way. He was talking about something, and I had said something about, while I'm talking to you, Y-O-U. He said, oh, I'm surprised you can spell. I said, well, damn, don't drop dead, Fred, when you find out I can get my fucking master's. He said, oh, they must be giving it out to anybody. I said, if they give it out to anybody, then why don't you have one yet? He said, oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I'm not like you. I can't afford that. I said, well, clearly they're not giving it to any and everybody because it's not in everybody's tax bracket, correct? It's from what you're saying. Like, I don't know about y'all, but playing with my achievements, making it seem like what I'm achieving is easy and everybody can fuck. No, I do not think everybody can get their master's in biology. No, I do not think a lot of people know how to name and draw amino acids. So I'm sorry if that's something I'm not going to let you play with me about. So the last thing I'm going to let anybody do is play me about a degree that you bitches couldn't even possibly spell. Okay? Okay. Just saying.
yes, I'm so glad that somebody is talking about this. These are some of the red flags that you need to look out for when you're dating, okay? Because men like this, they will F you up mentally, emotionally. They're going to break you to the point that you won't even know yourself by the time you leave the relationship, if you leave the relationship, okay? They are going to make you feel so small because they hate women. I'm sorry, I need to say it this way. And I'm putting it out there because I want you to be aware of men like this, okay? They will downplay it when you're sick. They will downplay it when you get a degree. They will downplay when you know how to cook, clean. They will downplay everything. Even when you give them advice, they'll act like they are not hearing it. Or for them to come back a few weeks later and tell you the same advice that you gave them, that they acted like they didn't hear from somebody else, or pretending that they are the ones that are giving you that advice, okay? Like I said, these are them narcissists because they have this grandiose sense of self. They don't want anybody to be above them, okay? So if they see that there's something about you that is giving that vibe that, hey, this woman has a shit together or she's going to be better than me, oh, they don't want to be around you. They're going to call you all sort of names and try to shame you into, toning down. Oh, you're doing too much. Oh, do everybody have to know that you have a degree? No, everywhere we go, you want everyone to know that you have a degree. Like, it's on a different level. These are them narcissists. So stay away from guys like this, no matter what you do. Don't go to bed with a secret enemy, because those ones, most of the time, they'll end up damaging you psychologically, okay? So beware of men like this. Anyway, a lot of people responded to this, so I'm going to play some of the responses and I'm going to come back and talk some more. But before I do that, hit the subscribe button and let's get into the video. Thank you.
When this man tried to downplay my motherfucking master's degree.
So this reminds me of my first boyfriend we dated for 5 years, started dating my junior year of high school, or our junior year of high school. So he ended up going straight into the workforce, and his job was a night shift job. So he usually was going to bed around the time that he would have had to come to my graduation, which he knew about quite in advance, of course, because, they're planned quite a while in advance so that people can make plans to go. And instead of taking off work, instead of planning his schedule so that it would make sense for him to come, he asked me if it really mattered to me if he came to my graduation. And I had a moment where I thought to myself, no, we're not going to say, yes, it matters, you need to come to my graduation. We're not going to say that to him, because he was the kind of person who would go where I asked him to go and then complain about it, be a sourpuss the whole time. And I was like, I'm not about to have this man ruining my college graduation. We're not doing that. So I was like, nonchalant about it. If you don't want to go, don't go, So he ended up choosing not to attend. And that made me so sad, but I realized that needed to be the final straw, because someone who didn't share the same values as me was not fit for a long-term relationship. And there were other signs, of course, within that 5-year relationship before that point, but I think I had gotten to that point finally after 5 years, and I was like, you know what, we're done. So it was maybe like a week after my college graduation, bachelor's degree in this case, that I ended up breaking up with him because I did not want to date someone who didn't understand why it was important that he want to attend something so special to me. And by the way, my best friend got in a car wreck on the way, was driving from a further distance, and still came to support me. So what I learned is that we should be holding our significant others to even higher standards than we hold our friends. And if we're not, that is not the person you should be dating. That's what I learned from that situation.
An achievement.
Where I live has sort of become a little bit of a social experiment because I live in a nice building, and the way that men have reacted stepping foot into my building has told me a lot about their character. I'm talking any male, so I'm talking about a friend, significant other, someone I'm talking to, a family member. What they say and how they act when they step foot into the building, is telling. The men who are really secure with themselves when they walk in the building, they're like hyping me up, like this building is so nice, it gives hotel vibes, I would love a tour of the building. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you a little tour, right? And they're just really excited for me and they're happy for me. The men who feel intimidated, they will not say anything when they come into this building. They will just kind of look around. I can tell that they know that it is nice, you can say something, but they won't. I also had a friend, significant other, they broke up, but while they were still together, they came over and he stepped foot into the building and was like, this is really, really nice. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then he said, yeah, I mean, if I had family money too, I'd probably live here. And I said, family money where? My friend did check him immediately and he apologized, but I don't have any family money. I'm not a trust fund baby, I wish. Also, when I first moved into the building, I was talking to this guy and I invited him over. He's like offered to help me put together some furniture, right? So I invite him over so he can put together these pieces and then we're going to go out to dinner. And he steps foot in this apartment. He calls me big money like 3 times. And then we get up to my apartment. He's like, oh, well, you could probably have you could have paid someone to do this. And I was like, oh, I thought we were doing like a flirting thing, right? I thought you offered to like help me put together furniture and then we're going to go out to eat. Like I thought you were just trying to flirt. So he puts together this dresser in my bookshelf and then we go out to dinner and out of nowhere, suddenly he wants to split the bill. And then he's called me big money again. I was like, okay, honestly, I'll pay for this and I'm never going to see you again.
Master's degree? That should.
I don't have a master's degree, but I do want to share a shitty story of a guy who couldn't handle my accomplishments. I'm in the military and I was dating a civilian guy who could not stand anytime we went out in uniform when people would thank me for my service. One of the biggest fights we got into was when we went to lunch together and I was in uniform and some guy complimented me on my service, thanking me, whatever. And he was so bent out of shape. He went on in the car about how his job was important too and that nobody ever thanked him for what he did. He worked in an airbag factory. Now, no shame to that. There is importance in that, and obviously they save lives. However, it's not like he was wearing that outwardly where people would know what it was that he did. It basically got to the point where he did not want to be seen with me in uniform because he could not handle the competition. There was no competition, but in his mind there was.
That should.
There was another stitch to this where this girl was talking about where she lives and how that is now becoming like a social experiment to see how men react to like where she lives and stuff. I also want to add, do not tell that man you own your home. Okay? Because it's not the fuck you think it is. Y'all gonna have some serious conversations and it's gonna make you side-eye him and be like, what? Because I own a house? They basically are telling us that we priced ourselves out of the market, and that was my cat's butt, because that's what we're giving them to kiss, okay? Because what? These men be trifling and tripping sometimes. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm never telling another man I own anything. Everything is rented. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I'm sorry.
The men that do that are the men that don't have the ability to obtain a master's degree. They shame you, they hate on you, they claim that your graduate school debt is a deterrent to dating, and it's all because they can't get it. The percentage of black men that have a master's degree is like less than 10%. So if you in college and you shaking and moving, you already know that the number of black men, especially in science, in your department, slim to none. You don't see them, especially on the graduate level. So you talking about somebody who is undereducated and who will be underemployed. And so they don't have the ability to move how you're going to be able to move when you start working. You leave them behind. And that's what they don't like. They don't want to be with a woman that makes more than them because they can't control that woman. They don't want to be with a woman who has more education than them because that caps you remind them of what they couldn't achieve, what they didn't achieve, and what they won't be able to get. That's it.
Yeah, I know he's saying that usually it's the guys who are not doing so well for themselves who are like that. But I'm here to tell you it's not just those guys. The worst ones, that's what I'm saying, they are secret enemies. The worst ones are the ones who have more. Like they have PhDs, they have master's degrees, they have more than you have, right? But they don't want you to come to their level. Okay, they don't want you to get closer to them because of the narcissistic tendencies they have. Okay, because to them, because they deem you as beneath them, they don't think you deserve it. They reserve those things for people that they deem as, people who are in the same status or class as them. Okay, and that's why they can't see you having the degree, because how dare you have a degree like you? Like you don't deserve a degree. People like this are the ones who are supposed to have a degree. People like himself, and the people who they deem as like themselves are usually those who are maybe wealthy or way above them, because that's how they see themselves. And so to slow you down, if you get into a relationship with them, they are the ones that you're supposed to look out for when it comes to baby trapping. They won't hesitate to baby trap you. Okay, they'll keep pushing babies into you to kind of slow your progress, because they know children slow you down. They know because of children you won't be able to chase a career or chase your dreams or so on and so forth. You have to stay at home and take care of the children. So they'll keep pushing babies into you just so that you are occupied with child raising and rearing while they carry on to, get to better height than you, because you are not supposed to be in their level. And that's what I mean when I say they have narcissistic tendencies. Yeah, and I know some women feel sorry for the guys who use I didn't have money to get a degree or go to school. They give them a pass, okay? Sometimes it's not because they didn't have money and that's why. They want you to feel sorry for them, and then they'll use it against you when you give them the chance into your life. Yeah, they are the ones who end up giving you the silent treatment, secretly competing with you. And when you go out and you talk about your achievement, like your degree, your job, and so on and so forth, you come back home, and if you don't take care, they'll end up, abusing you physically, because they don't want you to talk about it. They don't want you to emasculate them, quote and unquote, emasculate them. They want to be the man in your life. Why do you always have to bring out your degree whenever you go out? Why do you want people to know that, you're better than me? You think you're better than me, and they can quickly become abusive. So beware of that. Beware of them. They sound flattering in the beginning, but another level. And there are some men who actually pursue women who have degrees, who are like way above them, just so that they can tame them. That's what they want. A lot of guys are like that. They want the women who have the degrees, who have the careers, who are flying the planes and the ships and, the captains and the pilot. They want those type of women so they can say, oh, that's my wife, but not in a good way. So they can humble you. So they can tame you, so they can cage you. I think we've spoken about that before. So be very careful, because their main goal is to damage your self-esteem. Their main goal is to make sure that you are down at the bottom where they can walk all over you. That's all. That's all this is all about. They want to control you. They want to be in charge of you. They want to say jump and have you screaming how high. That's what they want you to be. They don't want you to have anything. And the funny thing is, they'll be the same ones who will mock you. The whole world will know that you are an underachiever if they met you and you didn't have a degree. If it wasn't for them, and if you leave them, you can't do anything because they are the ones who are doing everything for you. Run. yeah, I think I've spoken too much today. Okay, enough of me talking. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know about your thoughts and tips and whatever you want to share in the comment section. Please put it in the comment section, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.